Hi lovelies, how are you going? I hope you're having a great day. It is a wonderful day here in Cairns, and I am sharing a short and sweet mobility practice with you, something that will touch your whole body. We're not working too much into strength today, yet I hope because of the speed of the practice that you still get your heart rate up a little bit and enjoy the flow. Well, I'm putting in my microphone. Hi guys, so today we're going to start off in a standing position, and ideally you find a way of grounding yourself. Maybe you want to close your eyes here, seeing whether you will sway a little bit into the front of the body or the back of the body, and then centering yourself between those two. Lift the toes up, all 10 of them, and place them gently down towards the earth. Can you press the balls of the big toes in towards the earth, as well as your outer edges of the heels, starting to lift and engage the inner arches of the feet. Once this happens, hopefully your legs start to engage, maybe your quadriceps, your thighs start to engage. This will help to set the hips right, tailbone shooting down towards the heels, and then lift the chest. Draw your navel in and move your core muscles towards the center line. As your bottom rib often pops out, just see if you can pull it in a little bit so you maintain that length, particularly through the back body. Close your eyes here. Take a few breaths as you roll your shoulders up, back and down. Just seeing where we're stuck and how our body reacts today as we move with intention. And then just move those circles the other way around. And then drop them down and towards the center, palms slightly facing forward. Your chin is tucked slightly backwards so that the back of the neck lengthens. If it feels right to you, bring your hands to a prayer position and send or set an intention today. Normally when we set an intention, we send out an energy that we would like to receive, that we would like to give. Allow all of this to be. What is your reason for coming to the practice today? What would you like to create and draw to you and from and to your heart? And then slowly tuck your chin under. Gently flatter your eyes open and look towards your fingertips. Bring your gaze forward to look at the screen. Release the hands by the side. Let's take a deep breath in, pressing in towards the feet, maintaining the strength here. As you reach your hands up high, can you pull your bottom rib in? Yes, maintain the length through the lower back. And on your exhale, release the hands down. Let's repeat this 2 more times. Reach up, inhale. And exhale, release. If your gaze wants to follow your hands up, please go ahead. Really nice and heart opening. Be mindful to pull your front bottom head in. Good. Last one. As this time I get you to reach your hands up really high. Interlace the fingers at the top and press the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling while you maintain the length to the whole back body and the integrity by engaging the core through the front body. Maybe the gaze goes up. Feel how long you become as you press your heels down. Feel how your breath expands your physical body and how you may lift your left rib cage a little bit off the hip and your right. Just creating that space along the side. Take one more breath here and then hug the belly button in as you bend the knees, shift your hips back a little bit and curl up. It looks a little bit like this from the side, yeah? So you're trying to curl up. Now press your left palm a little bit further forward. Press your right palm a little bit further forward. So you're creating that space in between the back of the heart. And then press in towards your feet. Hug your belly button in. Shoot your tailbone down to rise with your next inhale. And on the exhale, gently drop the elbows far, far behind you. And again, bottom rib pulls in, yeah? Inhale, can you bring your gaze up and your arms up? And then pulling back down again on the exhale. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. It's like a lateral pull down, yeah? Inhale. Just like you're working against gravity and your own forces, your own restrictions. And pull back. Well done. So when you're holding here, let's take an in-breath, interlacing the fingers at the back of the spine. Maybe interlace the other way so it feels a bit awkward. And then start to reach your arms backwards. Again, try not to move into sway back, but rather shooting your tailbone down, stay grounded through the feet. And just breathe here. Feel how the chest opens as you stay here. You might lift the elbows up a little bit, the fists up a little bit higher. You might reinstate the strength and the equanimity between up and down, left and right. And then for a bit more, bend the knees and let your torso drop down towards the thigh. Let your head and your shoulders drop down while you lift your fist up, and take a few more moments here. Check your weight distribution in the feet. Can you bring more weight in towards the heels, lift the inner arches, and maybe start to send your tailbone higher. Take 2 more breaths here. 1 more, and then release the hands down towards your thighs. Lengthen through the chest, roll the shoulder blades away from the ears. And you could use a block here or not. As you bend the knees, drop the hands down towards the earth, maintaining length in the spine. Again, reset, pulling the shoulder blades back, lengthening here. Take your left hand towards the earth and the right hand reaches up. I want you to look and check your knees and see if one knee comes further forward. If so, make sure that they stay parallel towards each other. Maybe the gaze then can go up towards the top hand. Release that hand down. Lift and lengthen through the chest, resetting, and then reach the left hand up. And then check your knees again. Is one knee coming further forward? Align them. And then you might bring your gaze up towards the left hand for 2 more breaths. 1 more. And then slowly place the hands back down towards the ground. Lengthen through the chest. Exhale, fold. Stay in your forward fold. Maybe you interlace the hands towards your opposite elbow. And just sway a little bit from side to side as you let your jaw, your tension in the shoulders, your neck. Just go and sway with your breath. If you feel like it, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out through the mouth. Allowing any tension to just swap and sweep away with your breath. And then lift up halfway to lengthen. Feel the strength returning towards your core as you press in towards the feet, ground, and that groundness can lift you up nice and high. Exhale, release the hands by the side. Let's do a circle of joy, moving on. Inhale. Interlace the fingers at the top. Exhale, bend the knees and pull your belly in. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the chest. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Inhale, clasp the hands at the small of the back, lengthening here. Exhale, fold forward, torso on the thighs. Inhale, both hands towards the earth, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, right hand comes out. Inhale here. Exhale, bring it down. Lengthen through the chest. Exhale, reach your left hand up. Inhale for length and space here. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, fold. Press to the feet, rise up to standing all the way towards the top. And then interlace the fingers at the top, hold it here, and then shift your hips a little bit towards the left as you bend towards the right. Can you take 3 breaths here, working with shoulder blades behind the heart and pulling both bottom ribs, front bottom ribs in. Breathe length in towards the right side, even though you're bending in towards the right. And maybe you can look underneath your left armpit. One more breath here. Feel how much your core needs to engage so you're not sagging in towards the hip or in towards the spine, yeah? Come back with core strength. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So ideally you'll be hip width apart here with your feet. You press into both feet equally. Make your legs active. Make your core active. And work the shoulder blades behind the heart and look underneath the left armpit. Pressing the palms away for 2. And 1. Slowly coming back towards the center. Release the hands by the side. So when I say release, bring them actually straight out towards the side. Have your feet hip width apart or slightly wider. And then shift your hips towards the left. I'm hoping this is your left or your right, but just move it to one side. And then release this. So if you shift it to the left, reach your right hand down and your left hand up. So again, this is a bend, but rather than just reaching in one direction, I want you to reach in both directions equally, up and down, even though you're bending to one side. Yeah. And again, open up the heart here. Maybe the gaze goes towards the top hand. And then bring your gaze towards the bottom hand. Just feel how it feels differently in your neck. And then bring it up again. And down. Rise up again, inhale. And obviously we're going to do the other side. Shift your hips like you're ready to start moving. And one hand up, one hand down. Rather than trying to reach to a particular point, make your focus on being centered and reaching in both directions equally. Work the bottom, the top shoulder back, work the bottom shoulder back to open up your heart without losing integrity through your core. And then maybe look up towards your top hand. Maybe look down towards your bottom hand. Looking up and looking down. And then slowly coming back towards the center with your core strength and release the hands by the side. Let's move on from here. Actually, no, one more. Let's bring our one hand towards the opposite elbow. In my case, my left hand goes over towards my right elbow. I'm shifting the hips a little bit towards the right and reaching the right elbow up. So creating space here. If you can't like, you press the back of the head in towards your arm here. And then let's just swap over towards the opposite side by slightly shifting the hips over towards the left as your right hand holds your left elbow. Remain with the core strength, keep pulling the bottom rib in, and then come back towards the center. Now both elbows are up. Let me turn around to show you. Bring your hands up, and then drop the hands behind the heart here, so the fingertips are looking down, the elbows are pressing up, your tailbone shoots down, your bottom rib, bottom front rib pulls in. So you should feel like a bow, really strong through your front body. Then rise up again, inhale. Release the hands by the side, exhale. Come to the front of the mat. 1 foot away from the front of the mat, and let's do a gentle vinyasa. Let's rise upward. It's gentle sun salutation. Exhale, fold forward. Lift and lengthen through the chest. Step both feet back in towards a high, strong plank. Your tailbone shoots towards your heels, your hands press towards the earth, the shoulder blades pull back. Your choice here, either bringing the knees down towards the ground, coming into a half chaturanga, or you might be ready for a full chaturanga already. Lift and lengthen through the chest, roll the shoulder blades away from you as my hands are actually coming off the ground in baby cobra. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. The more advanced option would be to come forward into a high plank, lowering your torso down into chaturanga. You're not touching the ground, rolling over the toes. My thighs are not touching the ground, and then engaging the core to push back into downward facing dog. Wherever we're at, let's take a few moments here to breathe. For 3. Find the length in the spine, 2. And 1. Now bring your feet together. And turn both feet over towards the left while the heels come over towards the right for a nice stretch. Press into both hands strongly. And then come back towards the center, turning the heels the opposite way. And strengthening and lengthening for the other side. Come back towards the center, bend the knees, look forward in between your hands. You can tippy-toe, jump, walk or crawl towards the front of the mat here. Lengthen through the chest as you inhale. Exhale, bend the knees and fold forward. Rise with strength as you ground through the feet. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands by the side. Let's move on. Bend the knees, rise up into your chair pose. Your tailbone moves back, your heart opens. Exhale, fold forward. Lift and lengthen with your chest as you inhale. Exhale, step back into let's do high plank. Chaturanga or half chaturanga, your option here. Pull the shoulder blades back, open up the heart on the inhale, your choice, baby cobra or upward facing, downward facing dog on the exhale. Now with the inhale, the right foot steps forward in between your hands. Pull your right hip back, rise up with your hands on towards your thighs. So as you can see, my shoulders are generally rolling forward. If we turn our hands in, I want you to turn your hands out so that your heart opens here. Now shoot your tailbone down and open your heart towards the front. When you're ready, you rise the hands up. And we're going to hold here, shooting the tailbone down, lifting the heart up and dropping the shoulders to a comfortable position for 3, 2, and 1. And then on the next exhale, I want you to drop your back knee almost down towards the ground. Inhale, straighten just the back leg. Exhale, almost down towards the ground. Inhale, straighten it again. We're going to do it one last time. That's it, guys. Feel your quads opening up. One last one here. Bring the hands into your prayer and pull your elbows up as you pull your tailbone down, and then drop the prayer to point down as well for 3. Keep pulling the right hip back, sink low on the front knee. 1. And then rise your hands up strong through the core. Place both hands down towards the ground. And make sure that your left hip doesn't pull under. So pull your right hip back strong through the back leg. You might use a block on the left hand and reach the right hand up into a nice twist. 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Place both hands down towards the ground. Step back. Downward facing dog, your choice of a vinyasa or child's pose, high plank, full or half chaturanga, opening up the heart on the inhale, pushing back on the exhale. Left leg steps forward. Rise up with your hands on towards your thighs to find the balance. Shoot your tailbone down, engage your core, wrap your lower back. Yeah? So again, shoulders closed, heart closed, heart open is the option for today's class, okay? So when fingertips turn out towards the side, for most of us, that will help to set the shoulders in a better position. Your front knee is bent so that you can lean on it. Do not change your front leg as you rise your hands up. Stay strong for the back leg. Your gaze is straight forward. You're focusing, you're creating strength and this heat that you're creating in your body. Take 2 more breaths here. Can your heart open to what is available for you while you're grounding for the feet? Acknowledging past struggles and strength that you created from it. Then drop your back knee almost down towards the ground, and then just moving the back leg, straighten the back leg again. Dropping almost down towards the ground, and then straighten it again. Last one, almost down towards the ground. Straighten it again. We've got this. Place both hands towards the earth. Pull the left hip back. Stay strong for the right. And reach your left hand up. Your right hand can be on the block. In fact, The longer your spine is here, the better it is. So it's not about how low you reach. Take 2 more breaths here. 1 more. And then place both hands down towards the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Come forward into a high plank. Drop your knees down towards the ground, everyone, and just pull the shoulder blades back. And then with control, I want you to feel in how low your hips can come. Gently, gently, opening up through the front body without compromising through the lower back. So if this is your option here, you feel a little bit of a stretch to the hips. Great, just feel into that, really gentle, very gentle. And if you want to come into full cobra, you can do that as well. Wherever you are, I want you to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other so that your buttocks is engaged. 3 more breaths here. And then push back into what we call puppy pose. Puppy pose, buttocks stays over knees, hands move forward, and forehead is on the ground. So ideally this is a neutralizing pose for the spine. It's not a counteracting pose, yeah? And then you could work in towards a little bit of a back bend while you bring your heart down towards the ground and your chin on the ground into Anahata. If this is very challenging on your shoulders, what you could do is just walk the hands a little bit wider. If you feel this in your lower back, hug the belly button in towards the pubic bone. Or stay in puppy pose, which should be available for most of you. And then slowly come on back up. Sit. And tuck the toes under. Push back downward facing dog for a nice lengthening experience once again. Bend your knees. Jump step, walk towards the front of the mat. Lift and lengthen through the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, rise up into your chair pose for strength. Let's warm it up a little bit. Bring the left elbow towards the right knee into a nice twist. Again, you're not trying to come necessarily low, but rather have your heart higher than your hips, your knees in alignment, and your spine as straight as possible. And I like to press my top hand in towards my bottom to create some more space and length here. And let's rise the hands up again in towards your chair pose. And reset over towards the opposite side. So you might want to look down towards your knees and check that they're in alignment so you're not twisting through the lower back. Press your top hand in towards the bottom hand when you feel it's comfortable. And find the length in the spine. Ideally, and I'm working towards that, bottom is lower than the heart. And then rise the hands up high again. Exhale, fold forward. Lift and lengthen through the chest. Exhale, jump or step back into chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Come forward into a high plank. Lift your left leg off the ground. And if it's right for you, your right hand too. Take 3 breaths. 2. And 1. Release it down. Let's take our right leg, left hand. Oh, challenge. For 3. 2. If you just use the hand, not the leg, that's great, or the other way around. Whatever your strength level is. Bring your knees, thighs, and pubic bone towards the ground, all the way, coming down. Let me just change this so you can see me on the ground better. Ooh. How's that? You can't see me on the ground. Let's bring the phone lower. There we go. Won't be standing up anymore. So from here you can see me on the ground. Let's do some M-shaped cobras. Elbows are straight up. Pubic bone presses in towards the earth. The inner thighs move towards each other. I want you to feel this engagement from the base of the spine. Pubic bone presses in, belly button hugs in, bottom rib lifts off the ground, and you roll yourself as you pull the shoulder blades back and opening up to the chest. On the exhale, you slowly come down. Let's do this 3 times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sliding up like a spine of a snake, and back down. Okay, great. Let's rest here with our left hand on the ground and our forehead resting on it. Can you feel your left hip on the ground? If so, great. Lift your left leg while maintaining your left hip on the ground, and reach your right hand forward. So you're kind of moving into a diagonal reach here from the left leg to the right hand, relaxing the shoulders and the jaw. That's why you're resting it. For 2 more breaths. 1 more. And then release that hand down and that leg down. And we're going to swap over towards the other side. So the chest lays on the ground, shoulders are relaxed. The right hip is on the ground while you lift your right leg up, and if it feels right to your left hand as well. As you can see, I have some issues with my technology here. It keeps falling out of my ear. Relax your neck, make sure it's resting, and then slowly come on down. Next option here is that your head rests on the ground. You clasp your hands at the small of the back and just feel how much space you can get in the shoulders here. Move around a little bit. Nice opening through the shoulders. Alright, if it's available for you, moving the big toes together, squeezing the inner thighs, press your pubic bone in towards the ground and lift both legs. If there is a little bit more for you, your head is still on the ground, can you tap your toes as you bend your knees towards your fingertips and then extend. Tap in and extend. Your hips stay on the ground. Tap in and extend. Tap and extend. Last one. Tap and extend. Release. Hands, feet down towards the ground. Do you guys feel your heartbeat? I do. Isn't it nice to be alive? So from here, let's bend our knees. If you can hold on towards your feet with your hips on the ground and your lower back not being affected in any way, the next pose is safe for you. If you can't reach for your feet, you could use a strap or a towel. Just make sure that your lower back feels completely comfortable and long in this pose. If you haven't yet, place your forehead down towards the ground and keep it there. Squeeze the inner thighs together so the knees move towards each other. And you should start feeling how your quads, your front thighs, become lengthened. Your pubic bone presses in towards the earth. And if there is an opportunity for you to kick in the hands to pull the shoulder blades back, your head wants to lift up, but don't. And then you might lift the thighs off the ground. Hold it for 5, 4. Is your back safe and long? This is the idea here. You want to create the longest back. One last breath. And then slowly bring the thighs down towards the ground. Let your legs go. And rest. Maybe bring your other ear down towards the ground. I'm just looking at the video. So, another beautiful breath here. If your back is feeling great, you're feeling great and you want to progress, let's bend the knees, hold on towards our ankles, squeeze the inner thighs together, press your pubic bone towards the earth, lift the thighs off the ground, and as you start to kick in towards your hands, maybe your head lifts off the ground into a gentle bow. Let's do 3 breaths here. 2 and 1, and then slowly come on down. Alright, moving on from here. we're not going to be having too much time. I was going to make this a small practice or a short practice. Let's move straight away on towards our back. Have a block or a thicker book handy. Maybe even like a parceled up towel can do here, yeah? This can be really comfortable. Should be the size of a block though. Yeah, what is it? 10 centimeters by 30 centimeters, 20, 25 centimeters, something like that. Yeah. So while you're laying your knees bent, can you press your whole spine in towards the earth, just moving gently from side to side. Feel this is my idea of ironing out the spine, yeah? So make sure that each vertebrae is connected on the earth, it's being touched by my movements. I'm just really working to invigorate any pathways of my nervous system and ease any challenges that are associated with it. And then slowly take your block, your book, your towel, and place it underneath the sacrum in a very comfortable manner. So if you then bring your weight back in towards the block, it should feel like such an ease. It should feel so comfortable. Don't make it too high. Some of you might want to take it a little bit higher. For me, that's actually not that comfortable, so I'm regressing down to a lower level. And then keeping your left knee bent, I want you to bring your right leg down towards the ground and rest it on the ground while you press the right heel away. Just for a moment, checking in that it's comfortable. If this is comfortable, you can start to relax that leg. And just take a few moments here. Want a little bit more. Hug your left knee in towards the chest and hold it here. Place your left foot down towards the earth. Slide your right foot in with core strength. And let's alternate over towards the opposite side. So first, press the left heel away with strength. Then relax the foot. Feel how the ease is through both sides of the hips. If not, feels like my block just moved a little bit. I'm adjusting. And if you're ready, send your right knee in towards the chest and hold it. It's okay to move the knee around a little bit if you feel some compression through the hip. It's okay, sometimes happen when we have the knee in. Everyone is a little bit different. This is the time of the practice where we find some ease. You always want to balance the strength and the speed with calmness and ease. And then place your right foot down towards the earth. Left foot comes in with strength. And release your buttocks down towards the earth. Now hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourselves a few circles throughout the thighs, one way and the other. Place both feet back down towards the earth, buttocks towards the left. Feet as wide as the mat, and then drop both knees over towards the right. As your arms fold out into T position and the gaze goes over towards the left. Now look at my legs if you need to, and cross the right ankle over the left thighs if that's available for you. So you get that nice length here through the left hand side. And then just allow your breath to take over here and create length and space in this pose. And then uncross the legs. Engage your core to come back towards the center line. And then just move your buttocks off center a little bit towards the right. Gaze over towards the right. Knees fall over towards the left. They're as wide as the mat. And your left ankle crosses over your right thigh for just a nice stretch. And then again, use your breath, your life force to create space and ease. Now that I've started recording this practice, my body is wishing for all these other poses and movements. I do want to take this practice quite short, keep this practice quite short, so just let your body surrender, release here, and if you feel like moving after this practice a little bit more, you know what to do. Release your left foot down towards the ground, come back towards the center, and find yourself in the center. Find yourself in your center line. Maybe move a little bit from side to side. And then start to extend the legs out. In your final pose is Shavasana. The pose where we practice being dead, checking out, disengaging from anything that either brings us joy or brings us grief, whether that is in the mind, whether the physical body. Allow it to all go. You can stay here for the next 5 minutes, finding some ease. Go ahead and do so. I'm going to check out here, sending you much love to your powerful, beautiful, loving heart. Namaste.